And when I started my AI career, like it was in 10, 12 years ago, we didn't use the AI term back then. And we didn't have that much data. We didn't have the compute resources like access to cloud, right? Like you would have servers on the companies and you had to use those computers to run these machine learning algorithms. There wasn't enough data for you to do these deep learning algorithms. I want to turn us to like how society can benefit from such technologies to address more of like a real world experiences that we all have. So IBM is, of course, for-profit company. We work with banks, we work with financial institutions. Let's think of like a mortgage application or a loan application that you do, right? Like in a day-to-day life. And humans can make wrong decisions, right? Like the human loan officers can be biased without knowing that they're biased, right? They can do for some gender, for some, level of income, like it could, as humans, we are all, tend to make wrong choices or get influenced by people that we see and etc. So how can AI help there? How can we train or build models that are unbiased or can explain like why things fail, or can you show transparently or help these decision makers, these loan officers, to make a more or better or more transparent and less biased decisions. So that's one way, for example, to help humanity, right? Like to have especially in these like recent events happening all around the world, it's really important to utilize these technologies to better, equivalent, again, to make everybody, equal in the decision making. Another thing that I'm thinking, like IBM is very, like we have the weather.com, we have the weather data. It's a complete different use case. But can you use this tremendous of data, like we're coming from weather.com, to predict, right? Like to help, agriculture domain, like to agriculturists to harvest their crops earlier because a storm is coming or something, that you can give insights, or when things happen like this, something else happened. So predicting those events may be extremely valuable for the sustainability purposes, right? Like their AI can help in addition to everything that Danielle said. So the areas are endless, right? Like areas that AI can be applied. And I'm very happy, like, as I said, 10 years ago when I started, AI was there, but companies couldn't adopt, companies couldn't use. Now it's time to implement and put it in production and really collect the fruits. So, and of course, everything else helped this to happen. Not only AI, but also the hardwares, etc., got us where we are. But I'm very grateful that in this century, these, distant specific high schoolers and college students will be able to just use it as it's always there. I think being agile is one of the biggest things that I value on top of problem solving and learning. And it could be under learning because when you fail fast, like, and recover and pivot, you actually, like, instead of trying to make a perfect solution, if you do something and see if it's working or not, and then keep building on it, or if it's not working, pivot and find another solution, or instead of getting stuck at trying to make something best, which may not work, in especially industry and real world, you want to fail fast and learn and recover and move on. So that's one thing that I benefit a lot from the skills that I developed over the years. So one of my good friends work at NASA. He's working on flying cars. Like this feels like, 10 years ahead, but like, no, it's like they're flying drones with people in it and they're pretty good at it. So as you said, like this, like the things or use cases that we come up with, like they're all going to be, applied and used within 3 to 5 years by humans. Like this, for example, flying cars, I couldn't even think of, right? Like, oh, what? Like, and then when you think about self-driving cars, they are more difficult than flying cars because there's way more obstacles in the ground than the air, right? Like, so it's actually makes more sense. But anyhow, like there are, I think, like going to be in every aspect. One thing that I find very interesting, like end users don't notice this, but you can use AI for AI. Like, for example, Selena was telling like unlabeled data, like, can you use machines to label data, right? Like, so you're using AI to improve AI, which is almost like, inception, right? Like it's crazy. But it is like, to me, the best like of, in the science, like using AI for AI is my passion and I really like it. But from the end user use cases, we'll see all these like crazy things like flying cars, I think, in the next like 5 to 10 years that we can't even think of.